Another thing that is also changes, and I'm sure you've dealt with a lot within this past, I think, 6 months or so, is some of the schools having to be closed down.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. And how do you deal with that, and how do you kind of go about addressing that, and what are your whole thoughts on that
Yeah,
scenario?
yeah. It's been tough, you know. These are hard-hitting questions.
I'm
Yeah.
getting him out the gate, you know?
No, I'm glad you brought it up,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like it kind of has sucked up all the oxygen these last few months, because it's such an important decision. It's such an impactful decision. You know, we all love our schools, to that sense of belonging that I was just speaking, right?
That's
goes
kind of
right
what triggered it.
into
in my
Yeah,
mind. Like
yeah.
that
So we ask our,
hurts it a little
our
bit.
principals, we're like, okay, do this, right? Create a community, create a sense of belonging, you know, and then the new superintendent comes in and says, yeah, we're just going to blow all that up. And it might feel that way from their end, right? That it feels like we've created this cool school culture, and now it is no more. But the fact of the matter is, you know, we've had a decline in enrollment, right? We have aging buildings that, you know, we haven't had a kind of a major infrastructure bond issue type thing, you know, since 2008. So the average age of our buildings is over 60 years old. We have about 10 million square feet of schools. So, and that's part of what, in Wichita, I think it's hard to wrap your head around if you're not familiar with it, but we're the largest district in the state. 47,000 kids.
Wow.
One of the largest districts in the nation. We're in the top 100 districts as far as size go in the nation. We have about 112 different languages spoken in the district.
That's a cool stat.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yes,
stat.
yes.
No
So like 103 countries of origin, and that's we've seen a huge. This is a whole other kind of topic, but a huge influx in refugee kids this year for kind of all sorts of reasons, but. You know, and we're diverse. You know, we're a majority minority district. You know, so all of that presents its own challenges, right? But we have a lot of older buildings. Our student population's dropped about 8% over the past few years. So, and then the biggest issue is we couldn't find teachers, especially after COVID. We have continued vacancies, you know, year after year, and so when we have this need for teachers, and then we have some smaller buildings that have teachers. And if you close that building and take those teachers and put them out in other classrooms, you know, you fill all of your positions. That's really one of the solutions that we're trying to solve, or one of the problems we're trying to solve. That doesn't make it easy, though, right?
I'm sure it doesn't.
It's super hard, and you know, families have come to know teachers and come to love schools. That, you know, it was right across the street from my house. Now I got to walk or ride a bus or do whatever. You know, Park Elementary was one that the board voted to close, and that was literally kind of one of the original schools in Wichita, right? Like, it's right by downtown on 9th and Main, I think, and you know, kind of almost predates what we know of as the public school system, right? Like Park Street. Park Street is no more. I think it's First Street now. But anyway, that was named after that. It used to be like originally in the 1880s, it was like the elite school in Wichita. And so like, think of all that history and like generations and literally thousands of people that have gone through there. You know, that's profound. That means a lot. And those decisions are you know, we didn't take those lightly, right? That's an extremely challenging thing to do. But, you know, the numbers are the numbers, and it's trying to be objective with it. You know, we know we had budget constraints. You know, we have declining enrollment, and we had to make some really hard decisions. So
Yeah.
Yep.